So, the Ment Funding competitions are back, and you can win up to a $200,000 evaluation account. We assess your trading skills, not your overall wins. So, even if you don't come in within the top places on the competition based on the equity or the balance, you could still be within a chance of winning. Please watch this video throughout to understand why. And I'm also going to go through how I personally trade. I don't consider myself a day trader. I don't consider myself a scalper, and I don't consider myself a swing trader. So what type of trader am I? I'll get into that later on in the video. Let's jump in.
Funding meant for traders. Ment Funding.
So, like I said, here at Ment Funding, we're really excited to announce that our competitions have returned. I'm going to go through what's new, what's changed, and what type of prizes you can win as a competition winner. So if we head over to my screen, competitions are back. They start on the 10th of June. So if you sign up to the one now, you'll be included in the one that starts on the 10th of June. You can sign up anytime as well. We do not look for the highest balance or equity to win. So what does that mean? Well, if you come as the top winner, the first place, and you've made, say, for example, 30% on the account, but you risked an extremely large amount, say, 5% of your account balance in one trade just to hit that, we will look at that and we will consider that as a potential winner, but we will look at other people's results as well. And someone who might not have hit something like that, might not have hit such a high profit like that, but someone who's showing a lot more consistency may have a chance on taking that first place, because we look for consistency. We're not here looking for the trader who makes the most money. We're here looking for traders who are the most consistent. So, for example, you could have a trading plan and you could come 15th, for example. After we do our refinement in the back end and after we do our analysis to find out who actually is a consistent trader versus who is like a gambler type of trader, you originally being in 15th place may come up higher. That's purely an example, and that 15 number is just random, just come to my head. Okay, so that's the other thing. We do not look for the highest balance or equity to win. We look for your consistency in your trading. You can win up to a $200,000 evaluation account. What does that mean? Well, as you can see, our $200,000 evaluations at the moment, they currently cost $1,500, reduced from just under $2,000. You could win that for free. And how can you do that? Well, that's by participating in the competition. So let me just head back over to here. You can also scale up to $5 million. This is a very new, very recent change, which I'm going to dig more into in next week's video. So if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button now, hit the bell so you know when I post next week and you can watch that firsthand. You can test your skills on this as well. So even if you don't have a consistent 100% profitable trade plan just now, sign up anyway and test out your skills in a real life simulated environment. What does that mean? Well, that means that we don't inflate our spreads at certain times like other prop firms might do. We don't change our commissions. We take our commissions directly from what the broker's charging us, and then we just forward them over, which also means that we don't make any money from commissions that go straight to the broker. The only way that we make money is through the profit splits that we take from you. And competition tab on the website for more information. So to get more information, head over to the website. On the top here, you'll see evaluations about competitions, education, and contact. If you hit the competitions button, you'll be redirected to a page that looks like this. All you have to do is on the competition that is upcoming, just hit the button that says register. I've already hit register. I was meant to do it in the video, but oh well. I've hit it already, so I've got a screenshot of what it shows afterwards. If you've not got a Ment Funding account, it will ask you to sign up an account on the next page. If you've already got a Ment Funding account, you just have to log in on the next page with your existing dashboard details, and then you will be given the login details to your competition account. So what can that look like? Well, as soon as you have done that, first of all, actually, I'll go through what the prizes can be. So the person who comes in first place after we do all our refinements and after we do our due diligence comes in at $200,000 evaluation. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you come first place after we've done our refinements, we will give you a $200,000 evaluation account rather than you having to pay that fee that I initially showed you just a few minutes ago. The second place runner-up will receive a $100,000 evaluation account. The third place winner will receive a $50,000 evaluation account. And then we've got the fourth to seventh place. That includes 4 and 7. So fourth place, fifth place, sixth place, and seventh place, you can win a $10,000 evaluation account. And lastly, if you come 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th, you can win a $5,000 evaluation account. Now, I did say that I am going to cover the scaling plan in the next video, which I will do, but you can scale a $200,000 account or a $5,000 account all the way up until a $5 million account without having to pay any extra, just by being consistent. Tune into next week's video to find out how you can do that. Cool. So once you've signed up, you'll receive an email that looks a bit like this. So it'll welcome you to the Ment Funding competition, give you a bit of an insight as to what it is. It will show you the first, second, and third place prizes, and it will also show you where you can find the other list of prizes. It will give you your login details. You need to follow this link in order to use the username, account, and password. It won't work on any other link that you might have had off another prop firm or another broker. You need to follow our Ment Funding link. Okay, you've got a server there as well, so you just put the server information in when you go to log in. Please note that you won't be able to trade until the competition starts. The competition for this one starts on the 10th of June. That's June the 10th, 2024, which is exactly what I had wrote up here as well. You've also got some competition rules. I'll tell you how you can find the comprehensive rules in a moment, along with some links how to visit the website, and you can start your evaluation through there. You can also reach out to us through the Discord by creating a support ticket if you have any other further questions you may have for us. So to find out all the other information that may not be on there, you can hit the rules button. When you hit the rules button, you will see all the rules that are as part of the Ment Funding competition. So if you're ever unsure or anything, or you're not too certain as to what a certain rule that you've read up about might mean, you're more than welcome to reach out to us on the Ment Funding Discord, or just have another read through this, as we do believe all of this information is quite comprehensive and should give you an idea as to what the rules are for the competition. You can also hit the standings button. The standing button does not work at the minute because the competition has not started. But once it does work, you'll be able to see who is coming in at number 1, who's coming in at number 2, all the way up until the final person in the competition. So right now we've got 442 people that are signed up. You will be able to see all 442 people, and you'll be able to see where you currently stand in that moment in time. Cool, let's head back over to Figma. So that is basically the competition announcement that I wanted to make, and that was the main part, or the first part of this video. Now you, like you've already read in the title, I'm also doing a bit of a second part to this video, and that second part is going into what type of a trader I am and what type of trading I would do for a Ment Funding competition or even a Ment Funding evaluation account. So I'd like to start this off by saying whatever I'm about to say now is not financial advice. Have a read through what's on your screen now, because that is pretty much really important. I know I also included this just at the start, but what I want to be telling you here, or what I want to have this come across as, is basically my perspective on how I trade and how I actually trade the live markets, whether that be forex, futures, stocks, options, indices, you name it. This is how I trade across markets. So before I go into it too much, I'm going to be doing a bit of a deep dive on what certain type of traders look like. I know that there can be more traders other than scalpers, day traders, and swing traders, and also other than the trader that I consider myself as, but I just thought I'd focus on these three being the top 3 type of traders that you might find within the retail trading industry. So you've got a scalper. So what is a scalper? A scalper can be someone who enters positions intraday, exit positions fairly quickly, might only be running for, say, anything from 1 second to maybe a few minutes in a position. I'll make sure it's all aligned later. I know you OCD folk are getting really nervous right now. That's gone over to the day trading section. I promise I'll fix it in a moment. They may also avoid news trades. They may trade as part of news trades as well. Sometimes you do get the traders that make money off fundamentals. Me personally, I don't trade fundamentals. I trade more technical analysis, or actually I'll go into that a bit more in a moment. They may find themselves trading just one or two symbols, for example, Euro USD or NAS being US 500, sorry, US 100. Don't know what happened there. Let me just make this a bit better for you guys. There we go. So that is what a scalper could look like. I know there's a lot more qualities that come within the scalper realm. However, I just wanted to focus on the main ones. So how does that differ from a day trader? Well, a day trader could be someone who, let's just delete all this, could be someone who enters positions throughout the day, maybe one or two per day, may hold over news if they're already positioned. They exit their positions maybe towards the end of the session or end of the day, have more lenient management rules compared to a scalper. They may trade different types of symbols and a mixture of them as well. So they could be trading something like forex majors, as well as maybe futures or stocks on an intraday basis. Intraday meaning that if they enter the trade today, they also expect to be out of the trade by the end of the trading day, which, as we know, is 5 p.m. New York time. And then what is a swing trader? So we've covered what a scalper can be, we've covered what a day trader can be. Well, what's a swing trader? A swing trader is someone who may hold positions for a number of days or weeks, may hold over news or enter around the time of red news. Red news being the news that is the most impactful in the trading industry. So, for example, you have your non-farm payroll, which happens on the first working Friday of every month. That can be something that is classed as a red news because it has the highest chance of giving the markets a proper volatile type of move that can't really be fully expected. It can be pretty random. Spreads can inflate hugely, and all that type of stuff. It can be a more dangerous environment to trade in, so to speak, if you're not familiar with that type of trading. So you've also got a swing trader who will exit positions with lenient management, maybe after holding for a number of days or weeks, as I've said, after a number of time, and they may trade multiple or a few dozen different markets, for example, forex, futures, stocks, and this can be anything up to 50 to 100 different markets that they could look at in the anticipation of getting involved and holding. So that is basically the high level overview. I know, like I said, it doesn't go too much into depth, but that's like a high level overview of what a trader could look like. You could have a scalper who basically gets in and out of their positions on, say, a 5, 10, 15-second time frame, in and out within a few minutes. Perfectly fine. I'm not saying that these are not profitable. Like I said here, all of these can be profitable, but I'm just showing you guys what I consider myself to be a type of trader as. And it's not a scalper, it's not a day trader, and it's not a swing trader. So let me go into what type of a trader I am. So like I said, all of these can be profitable. I'm just sharing my own style. So before anyone comes at me in the comments, I'm not saying that you will fail if you're any of these. You will likely be successful if you have strict trade plans and a really strict criteria. But obviously you need that strict trade plan and a strict criteria in order to be successful with any of these trading styles. So a scalper enters positions quickly, a day trader enters positions maybe one or two per day and holds throughout the day, or exits whenever their management system allows, and a swing trader will enter and hold for a number of days or weeks. Obviously, if you want to pause, you can have a read through this as well, but I'm going to head over to the next section now, which is what type of a trader I consider myself to be as. So you might be wondering, well, if these are the main three, then what type of a trader are you? Surely you're going to fall under one of these. Now, the reason I don't fall under the scalping trading is because I might enter a position, and even though I enter on the 30-second time frame, I'm not always looking at the 30-second time frame. Most of the time, I don't look at anything below a 4-hour I wait for my signals on the 4 hour before going down to a 1 hour. I wait for my signals and my validation on the 1 hour before going down to a 5 minute. And again, I wait for my signals, my validation, and all my other rules to be met on the 5 minute before going down to the 30-second time frame. So I'm not always looking at the 30-second. I'm not always in front of my screen all the time. And I'm not trading loads and loads of different entries throughout the day. If we actually head over very quickly to my live journal, you'll notice if I quickly zoom in for you guys and probably get my head out of the way, you'll notice here that I don't trade all that much. I'm just making this a bit smaller so because I know my webcam is going to take over the bottom half of the screen. So I don't trade all that much here. In June, we're currently on June the 8th. I've not traded more than one trade in that day. If I go back now to May, you'll notice that during the month of May, it was also pretty similar where once this is finished loading, I'll give it another few seconds before I get worried. There we go. So it's finished loading. I haven't traded all that much. I've traded 5 days out of how many trading days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about what, 20 days? 20 trading days? 5, 10, 15. I can't count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 23 trading days. Out of 23 trading days, I've only traded 5 days. And I've only took how many trades in the month of May? It was 6 trades in total. Okay, so I can't really consider myself a scalper because a scalper could enter 6 trades in a day. And I've not took that in a whole month. Okay, so Dan, what about a day trader? Surely that makes you a day trader. Well, at the same time, um, I don't enter trades every single day. So I personally don't think that I can consider myself a day trader if I'm not entering every single day, right? So then you'd be like, right, well, Dan, surely you hold, surely you're a swing trader then because you enter in the anticipation that you'll be holding your trades for a long amount of time. Well, that's also not me because my average trades actually can last anything around an hour and an hour only. My average losses can last anything around 5 minutes, and my average break evens can last anything around 15 minutes. Before I continue further, this journal is available as part of the Ment mentorship. If you've not heard of that mentorship or you're not part of the mentorship, please do check out, head over to mentfx.com after this video has ended, just to check out what type of mentorship that we offer, what's included, and compare it to your current mentorship or your current mentor, and you'll quickly see why we are the best in the industry. We also have a free YouTube channel, which is also called MentFX. I'll leave another description. I'll leave another link in the description down below that you can go ahead and check. We have loads of videos on there done by our mentor, Anton, who covers a lot of the things that you actually need to become a profitable trader. So, if you don't have a system right now, focus on building a system around the free YouTube videos or join our private mentorship if you are in a position to do so. Make some money off the free YouTube videos once you've created a system, join our mentorship, develop your system even further, enhance your understanding of market context and trading, and then do a Ment Funding evaluation or a Ment Funding competition. Cool. So going back to the video, I don't consider myself a scalper, I don't consider myself a day trader, and I don't consider myself a swing trader. The other reason, by the way, I don't consider myself a day trader is sometimes my trades will run overnight. So because I hold my trades in, probably like 1 out of 100 times one of my trades will run overnight automatically. That doesn't really make me a day trader because I'm not flat on my account. Flat meaning I've not closed all my positions by the end of the day sometimes. Okay, and I'm not really a swing trader because I don't enter trades with the anticipation of holding over a number of days or weeks. My average trades only last around an hour. So what does that make me then? Okay, well, that actually makes me what I like to call a contextual trader. And this is something that also a lot of people within the MentFX mentorship will consider themselves to be as well. We do consider and thrive on the fact that we personally believe that we are more contextual type of traders. So what is a contextual trader? Well, a contextual trader understands the dynamics of the market, understands CVE, which is context, validation, entry. If you've not had a look at the public YouTube videos, I do suggest you look over at them on the MentFX channel, just because CVE is covered in there. And if you are part of the private mentorship, you know exactly what I'm on about right now. So you understand CVE, context, validation, and entry. You understand when to take I can't type, step away from the markets, and when to sit at the charts to get involved. Turn up to analyze, not to predict, not to trade. You turn up to analyze. And what does that mean? Well, if you have a profitable trading strategy and you have a system that you know works over a large sample size, has a clear positive EV, has a good profit factor, has a clear equity curve, you know that you do not need to turn up every day to trade, and you do not need to turn up to predict the next move in the market. And the reason why is, what help is it to you if you're predicting Euro US dollars to hit all-time lows in the next 5 days? That's no help to you whatsoever. Like, it doesn't really matter if it does or doesn't. But understanding that you are here to analyze the markets and you're here to look at the markets and see where they are right now in this very moment, and then understand what your next game plan might be. So you might have the understanding that, okay, well, when I see context on the daily time frame go into a bullish accumulation, I'm then going to look at my validation time frame. When I see my validation time frame copy what the daily time frame has just done, then I'll look at my entry time frame. And when I look at my entry time frame, after I've already got my validation and already got my concepts lined up, that's when I'll look to take a trade. And that is what contextual trading is like. You're not sat like the swing trader on the higher time frames waiting for a higher time frame move, and then just basically just waiting for that all the time. You're not sat as the day trader who is actively searching for 1 or 2 trades a day, and you're not sat as the scalper who is actively looking for trades all the time. Like I said before, all of these can be made profitable, so please do not take this as me shit talking anyone. I know that all of these styles can be profitable. I personally have been profitable with every single one of these styles, so I know it is possible. I'm just showing you a bit of a different style that you can adapt to, or maybe even incorporate into your personal trading if you weren't already aware of it. Okay, so you turn up to analyze, not to predict, and not to trade. Have the expectation that you will receive 0 trades from the markets on any given day. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you turn up to the markets on any given day and you think, right, perfect, the markets are going to give me 2 trades today, that's not always the case. And the reason why that's not always the case is because you are then predetermining, or you are then building some type of a bias in your head that, right, the markets must give me a trade today. I must be getting a settle from the markets because it just has to do it for me. Well, that's not the case. That's not how the markets work. And I'm sure you guys know by this stage that that's a belief that I personally have, that that's not how markets work whatsoever. And that's also what Anson teaches over on our public YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/mentfx. Do check out after this video. And you'll understand that every single day you can't go in with the expectation of getting a trade. It just does not work like that. Okay, so you can't have that expectation. And a contextual trader also has a solid trade plan, forcing them to get involved in the markets when all rules are lined up, and forcing them to stay out of the markets when all rules do not line up. So again, what does that mean? Well, if one element of your plan does not meet the rules, I don't know what's just happened there. Let me just fix this for you guys, bear with. So if one element of the plan does not meet your rules, then okay, cool, you go on the sidelines. What does sidelines means? Well, sidelines means that if you've got a trade that is potentially setting up for you and it doesn't even meet one element of your plan, you sit on the sidelines. You do not take that trade. And why? Because if you've watched the last video that I did last week, there'll be a little card on the end that you can watch that on. You will know that if you take a trade outside of your trade plan, there is a 95% chance that that trade will fail. There's only a 5% chance that that trade will actually succeed. So the chance of that trade succeeding that's outside of your trade plan will probably not be worth taking that trade in the first place. You need to focus on the trades that give you the highest possible chance of actually succeeding and being a profitable trade. Okay? Cool. And there's honestly so much more about a contextual trader that I could go through, but I'm well aware that this video is almost hitting the 25-minute mark. So I'm just going to cover some other main ones as well. So has a strong psychology, mindset approach to trading, understands that the markets that they can trade are built around when they are contextually ready. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they're not hyper fixated on catching a trade on one given market or symbol. They're looking at a variety of different markets and symbols to find the ones in the best context. Okay, now that might sound like a whole lot of jargon if you don't understand the Ment effects type of trading, or if you don't really understand what I mean by this. But like I said, have a look through the public YouTube channel, have a look at the most recent videos, have a look at the old videos, and you'll quickly understand what I mean by this. You can also, if you head over to either the Ment Funding website or the Ment effects website, head over to the education section. It will redirect you to the Ment effects website. Press more and then press the sentiment viewer. This is available to you all for free. You can click that anytime and get access to our sentiment viewer. You'll notice that stuff that has been generically sideways over a long period of time. So for example, if I head over to the charts now and I head over to a daily time frame, just for example's sake, and let's look at something that I know has been fairly sideways for quite a bit of time, which in my eyes, one that I know for a fact, I believe off the top of my head, can be something like dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, if I put that into the sentiment viewer, USD CAD, okay, it's actually indicating now that there is more bullishness, which is perfectly fine. Let's actually look at something USD related that could be potentially a bit more sideways. Okay, this is a pretty random one, UK or USD. I'd imagine that might be some type of, okay, yeah, so it's this basically. So you might notice that it is pretty sideways over quite a large time. It was last in a bullish trend, basically anywhere from there to there, and then it's pretty much been going sideways ever since. And if we measure how long it's been going sideways for, that's 578 days. So that ranges from 2022 to around 2024. So just over, say, 25, 26 months, something like that. You'll notice that as per the sentiment viewer, it already indicates that it's pretty sideways. Okay. So what I'm basically trying to show based off this is that as a contextual trader, you understand that some markets can be sideways, and you understand that it's okay to step away from those markets until they're actually ready. If we now compare that to something on the sentiment viewer that shows as a pretty bullish pair, for example, USD JPY, if I head over back to my charts now, let's go over to dollar yen, USD JPY, you'll notice for a long period of time, this has been institutionally delivering bullish, okay, across multiple timeframes. A lot of this is covered in the public YouTube videos that Anton does, as well as a private mentorship that is available to you guys for if you head over to the Ment Effects channel and the Ment Effects website. So once you now compare those, when I compare USD JPY to USD, which one was it again? UK or USD, you'll obviously now notice, UK or USD, that one is extremely bullish and has been indicating bullishness on the sentiment viewer for quite a while, and one is pretty sideways and has been indicating sidewaysness on the sentiment viewer as well. A contextual trader understands this and understands that this would not really be an ideal market to trade, but something like this would be a very ideal market to trade. And you can immediately adapt that and build that into your trading plan just by using the sentiment view, which is available to you at mentfx.com/sentiment. You can also find that by, like I said, going over to the Ment Funding website, hitting education, and then going through the Mentfx website. Cool. So understands that markets that they can trade are built around when they are contextually ready. I'll just explain to you what contextually ready could look like. Obviously, there's a lot of dynamics behind it that I've not covered, but obviously that's all part of the public YouTube that MentFX does and the private mentorship as well. So a contextual trader, you might notice it's not all that much more and not all that much different. It just takes the best parts of a scalper, the best parts of a day trader, and the best parts of a swing trader, and kind of combines it all into one for you to build a perfect trade plan for yourself that you can then take to, take part in a Ment Funding competition. For example, our current Ment Funding competition that's ongoing, and have a really good chance on potentially winning an evaluation account, proving your edge and your strategy, not only to us, but to yourself as a trader, building confidence in your own trading, and then going from there. You could end up with with a $5 million account by even winning a $5,000 evaluation and scaling up to a $5 million account. Like I said, tune into next week's video to find out more. And that is pretty much the end of today's video. Okay, so don't forget to sign up to our competition. Our competitions are back. Don't forget to read through thoroughly on all the rules of the competition, which is available on the competition page once you hit the rules button. It's really comprehensive and in-depth on this rules page. However, if you have any other questions before you start trading, reach out to our support or reach out to us on Discord, and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and rest of your weekend. Like I said, please do subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below to let me know what you think about today's video and what your take is on whether you fall in a as a scalper, if you're one of these, if you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, or if after this video you've realized you might be more of a contextual trader, which is something that personally I've not heard very much in the industry of trading, but I do believe that is something that does exist and something that is very underrated. If you consider yourself as a contextual trader, great, so do I. Tell me about your story. Or if you consider yourself as one of these traders, tell me if you made some small changes to your system and took the best parts of a scalper, day trader, and swing trader, do you reckon you could consider yourself a contextual trader, where you look at only when certain markets are in the best context and only trade those contextually sound markets? Leave a comment down below. Check out the rest of the videos on this channel and also check out the other videos on the Ment channel, link down below in the description. And I will catch you all in the next week's video, where I'll be going through how you can scale your Ment Funding account up until $5 million.